looking spot in this stand that I didn't think a deer would ever be. Just in the middle of the creek, right behind me. That's where he ended up.
This is Zach Dimmich, and this is Slim Jim, the buck he just had an encounter with and one he has been chasing for the last couple years.
He's giant. Can't believe that.
It's safe to say that after that hunt, Zach only had one deer on his mind for the 2018 early season.
Well, this is going to be a short interview because it's snowing and raining pretty hard. Second hunt of the year, first run and gun. I'm back after Slim Jim. Day 3 of the hunt for Slim Jim. I don't really think I'm in the game right here. I mean, I think the deer's bedding within a couple hundred yards of here, but I don't really think this is a killing tree. After that first night, I wanted to set up and observe this little bottom I'm watching. I just got done with my interview. The buck I'm after just stood up out of his bed, 100 yards. An awesome evening, just getting to observe a big mature buck pretty much in his bed. Awesome, really fun to watch. This little early season pattern, I've kind of got him figured out, but as often is the case, now that I feel like I've kind of got a beat on him, either things are going to change or I'm going to have to go back to picking corn.
That was the last Zach would see of Slim Jim during the early season, but later in October, he was still hoping for another shot.
Kind of a scrape line I'm sitting. It's pretty open country, but I guess you'd call it a scrape line. There's a scrape underneath me. 3 or 4 more that way, in a line, so we'll call that a scrape line. The bucks we know in this area, there's Slim Jim, he's my favorite. He's a big 5-year-old. There's also a big 6-year-old buck we call Carmen, that's a roamer, but I've got him on this camera several times. There's another buck called, we call David Copperfield, that we're not sure who he is from last year, but he's big, like 170 plus big. It's always exciting when you know there's big bucks around. It's November 2nd. I've already got deer around me. I just hung a stand, so not much of an interview tonight. Cool looking spot, so we'll see what happens. see Slim Jim or Carmen or David Copperfield. So it's November, anything can happen. Got to put eyeballs on good old Carmen Electra last night. But I can't hunt that property on Saturdays during pheasant season, so otherwise I'd be sitting up there for Slim Jim right now. Who knows, there might be a booner bedded 200 yards from us. We'll just see how the evening goes. I'm in a spot I haven't been in since early season, just to kind of check things out and put a camera up, and it looked really dead then. But it's torn up with sign in here. You can see a couple big rubs that kind of signpost rubs. Whenever a big one's in here, they usually get hit. They weren't rubbed on last year, but they're both rubbed on. I can see from up here in the stand, so looking forward to a great hunt tonight.
Thanks for watching the White Knuckle Web Show. In our next episodes, we will continue the story of Zach's season. It's one you for sure won't want to miss.
As most people know, communication is the key to smoothly running a successful business. Email and modern phone systems both play a crucial role, but we felt the need to really think outside the box to elevate things to the next level.
Matt.
I think we've found a new strategy that improves clarity and eliminates confusion.
Nice bike, eh? Oh, yeah. Sweet. Great.
Matt. Let's go over here, you guys.
It's simple, effective, powerful.
Matt. Your seat.
See what I mean? Works every time.
I saw a huge wall of fire. The fire was moving so fast, embers were hitting you in the face, and it was like nothing I've ever seen in 24 years. On October 8th, 2017, I was off duty, I was home, got a phone call at 10 o'clock from the deputy fire chief. There was a 3-alarm fire in town, and then a fire had just started in Calistoga that he was concerned about what that was going to do. I certainly didn't think that was the last time I'd be leaving that house. I drove up to scout the fire, and when I came over a ridge, I saw a huge wall of fire coming our way. I realized we were facing a significant issue. The conditions were just incredible. It was too windy to get outside and talk. It was extremely smoky. Embers were hitting you in the face at 90 miles an hour. Even in those adverse conditions, our folks did a fantastic job of standing up and fighting the fight they could fight. Somebody told me that the Larkfield area where I live had been hit very hard. I couldn't really think about it at the time, and I knew everybody was safe, and so I was just staying engaged in the fight. When I pulled into the neighborhood, it was pretty shocking. It looked like a moonscape. And that was when reality set in about the home being gone. There was a lot of memories in the house. We put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into it. We lost a lot of the print pictures and the memories of my grandparents and things like that. The kids have a hard time with some of their childhood memories that were lost. And we just knew it was going to be a long road to rebuild, but we were trying to keep good perspective on everything we have this entire time. It was a coworker of mine who also lost his house. We were together one day and he goes, "Hey, didn't you have something from Vortex?" And I said, "Yeah, I had a pair of Crossfire binoculars." And he goes, "Well, don't forget about the VIP warranty." I went to where I thought they were, and sure enough, there's these 2 tissue paper feel-in tubes left. Of everything else that was melted, all the metals melted, the cars melted to the ground, yet these binoculars sort of survived. And I emailed Vortex just asking, how do I go about doing this? The gentleman that emailed me back was great. He just said, fill out this form and send it back and we'll send you a new pair of binoculars. And I was like, oh, okay, it's that easy? And he's like, yep, it's that easy. So Vortex is the only company where I could just go right to them with the product that I could find, and they replaced it, and it was just something that was originally mine that I got back. So I was super excited to get these binoculars, even though we had really nothing else, but it felt really good, and the company was incredible. We just survived this huge disaster. It turned out to be the most devastating fire in California history, and we know we're going to recover from it. And so we're really focusing on the opportunities versus the challenges. The family's closer together, the organization's closer together, and the community's closer together because of this. It's one of the silver linings of this disaster is that it did bring everybody as a whole closer together.